General Tito Okello was born in 1914 to Okello Luwunyi and Archibald Okello in a village called Moltrinya, situated in Pugoda in Namokora sub-county in Chittagum district. General Tito Okello later enrolled at school, first in Labor at Weawe and later proceeded to study in Chittagum town to the Native Anglican Church Primary School. During his primary education, he was recruited into the army in 1940 by European King African Rifle officer who came to their school on a recruitment exercise, and thereafter he was taken to Jinja for military training. General Tito Okello's first battle was in the British Somaliland. The General's battalion joined forces from other African states to form an allied force that fought against the Germans and Italians. The General fought in the Second World War in 1943 in Burma, where he was promoted from the rank of sergeant to sergeant major. His platoon joined the 44 KAR under the 64th Brigade in Burma. His division was deployed at Kalewa and fought until Kalewa fell. In 1952, General Tito was deployed in Kenya to assist in the fight against the nationalities known as the Mau Mau. The general later trained as administrative inspector in Nakuru, following which he became an instructor in charge of students who were doing military training. In 1959, during the royal visit of the Queen Mother Elizabeth, General Tito was chosen to be the parade commander of the day. He later joined the Uganda Army as the country got independence. He soon rose the rank of lieutenant of the Uganda Army in 1962, and by 1968 he had risen to the rank of colonel. In 1979, General Tito Okello's life became intertwined with that of President Yoweri Museveni, and he was among the top commanders who organized the Uganda exiles in Tanzania into a force that finally overthrew Idi Amin. Through the early 80s, Tito Okello, as Chief of Defense of the UNLF, fought various insurgencies. General Tito Okello briefly fought off opposing soldiers at Karuma before capturing power on the morning of July 27th in 1985, after which he was named as president. In November 1985, peace talks between UNLA and NRA started in Nairobi. An agreement was soon signed, but it became apparent that it was not going to work since fighting continued. That led him to go into exile in 1986 when NRA took over power. After spending 4 years in Tanzania, General Tito moved to Kenya, where he spent 3 more years in exile before returning to Uganda in 1993. He returned to settle to a peaceful life, spending most of his time with his grandchildren. In addition, General Tito Okello commended a voluntary exercise of advocating for peace and reconciliation among the Acholi communities, including students of Makerere University. He also had a joint rally with His Excellency President Museveni in Agago, during which he called for peace and reconciliation. Later in 1995, General Tito was taken ill and started treatment for colon cancer. He traveled to Germany and later UK for treatment and eventually returned to Uganda, where he succumbed to the cancer and passed on Martyrs' Day, 3rd June 1996. General Tito was buried with full military honors at his birthplace, Lapana, Namokora, Chittagum district. General Tito Okello had 9 children. He is survived by 2 children, Honorable Oriem Henry Okello and Charles Okello, and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. May his soul rest in peace.